With all the change going on around the Chicago Bulls and change still yet to come, me and Pat are going to discuss which Bulls we think will still be on the roster by the end of the 2025-26 season. We're also going to ask if AK can pull out his butt and figure out a way to win a playoff series in this time here. We're going to get into all that and more right after this.
You are Locked On Bulls, your daily Chicago Bulls podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Thanks for tuning in to Locked On Bulls, member of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every single day. That's Pat, the designer, host, and creator of the Windy City Breeze, and host of the Chicago Bears podcast over at ESPN 1000. I'm Hayes, host, creator of Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago Bears Central YouTube pages, and podcasts. With that said, Pat, let's get into it, man. Just fun one. We had no Bulls. You know, the funny thing is, like, because we get a basically extra day off on game nights because we have like over 24 hours we don't record. It feels like more time goes by than really what it is. But in that time, no news drops at all. So we're going to have a fun episode. Part of the season, like early in the season, news or something would drop. At this point now, everybody's just waiting for these last 21 games to be over with. But I figure a fun topic to talk about is to ask this question, Pat. Which of the Bulls on the Chicago Bulls roster do you think are still going to be on the roster by the end of the 2025-26 season, which means that we'll get through another offseason, another trade deadline, another draft, but who's still around here? So we're just going to go through the depth chart one by one. I think we can eliminate a couple. Matas Buzelis is still going to be here.
He will still be here, yes.
We're agreed on that, so we're going to come off of that. Josh Giddey, is he still on the roster by the end?
Josh Giddey will get the contract. He'll be on the roster.
Okay. Lonzo does have a contract, but that doesn't mean he can't be traded at the trade deadline. Is Lonzo still on the roster?
I mean, listen, you gave him a contract coming off of the knee. You might as well keep him now. I guess, he's still on the roster.
I think the question that the part of the conversation that it would pertains to Lonzo, it comes down to, does he play good enough again at the start of next season where teams come calling with a first-round pick at the trade deadline? That's really the only way I would see it happen.
AK don't care about these first-round picks, man. He ain't trying to build through the draft.
Did you see the interview on Give Me the Hot Sauce, bro? I'm just literally looking at AK like, bro,
somebody told AK, go try and be human. And he failed.
Coby. Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just, like, to me, I think that they put their connections to the players above getting back the best capital and all of that stuff. So I think Lonzo, if he's healthy, will be on this Bulls team.
Let me ask you, with saying that, with them putting the connection to the players first, as you said, which I do think is accurate, I agree with that. Do you think that if the Bulls can become a winning team anytime soon, that actually could turn into a benefit from this team, that they do put the connection to the players first? Like right now, it hurts because we don't win nothing, so we get attached to these players and we ain't won nothing with them. But if we do become a winning team, maybe that could become an asset.
Yeah, listen, I said this on the Chicago Bulls Breeze yesterday when I was talking about, the possibility of going out and trading for a star, trading for a big name piece, right? If you go out and you get a star on this team, all of the pieces you have in place are fine. All of a sudden, again, AK is proven right. All of a sudden, you just going, oh, yeah, not only do we have player X, but we also got Lonzo Ball, Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis.
You've had that mindset and said that before. I still don't think that proves that AK was right. That just means he was wrong long enough to stumble upon eventually becoming right.
Well, I mean, he's right in the sense of what he wanted to do, right? His game plan was to wait it out, find a star, and have pieces in place so that you can hit the ground running as soon as you get them.
That's never been his plan. He thinks he could win with these pieces now, though. That's not the plan.
Well, his plan is to find a bunch of really okay players and win a championship with those okay. Find a way to win a championship with them. But I think here's the thing. This is kind of what we saw Denver do. This is what we've seen him do.
Denver had Jokic.
Denver got Jokic. Denver had Jamal Murray. Denver had who's the one that they traded away for KCP?
I don't remember, but I know they had Kenneth Faried. I don't
They had
remember, like
Kenneth Faried. They had,
but
they
thing
had
is,
all
though,
of these pieces that when Jokic got there, if somebody finally went, hey, why don't we put this big dude in there that seems to be passing
but
the basketball?
The difference is, though, is that team was winning close to 40 games every year.
Oh, listen, I'm not telling you that it's apples to apples. I'm telling you that the mindset of what he's trying to do is the same. And listen, if you add a star to this team, I do think that it would hit the ground running in a sense. And I'm saying a young star, right? If you go get somebody in the draft, like if you had a player like that, I do think that you would hit the ground running quicker because these guys actually want to win and have tried to win versus a team like Detroit where it took Cade 3 years to start winning there. And everybody was like, well, everybody got to get more talented. No, like he had to have surgery, but two, like you had to have the right coach in place and everybody had to figure out how to win. Detroit would be in all of these games. You'd be watching them. You'd be like, how did they just lose that? Because they didn't know how to win. I think learning how to win is something.
Yeah, I can see that.
Javon Carter will still be here, by the way.
Javon Carter, I would hope not. Jesus.
I think his money's still on the books.
Oh, yeah, his money is still on the books. Lord have mercy.
He ain't going nowhere, baby.
Unless he's included in a trade. That's crazy. Nikola Vucevic, is he on the roster by the end of next season?
You know what? I actually think Nikola Vucevic will not be on the roster by the end of next season.
Hey, Zach Collins playing the way he has. I trust that AK has some semblance of looking at this and being like, okay, maybe I can let Vooch go.
I don't trust nothing.
I don't trust either because I can see Vooch being like, all right, bet they can play together. What? No, they won't do that. That would be too much.
I would get Zach Collins out there for some small ball 4.
Well, Zach Collins would not be small ball 4. That's crazy. Trey Jones, is he still on the roster?
No.
Okay. I actually like Trey Jones.
I like Trey Jones' game. I would love for him to be somebody that's on the team moving forward. The problem is Kevin Huerter, Josh Giddey, Lonzo Ball, Javon Carter, Ayo Dosunmu, Dalen Terry, although Dalen may end up being kind of the odd man out. I forgot about Jameer Young. I ain't even know.
Well, he's two-way. It doesn't count.
He's two-way.
Two-way doesn't count.
Who knew? You know what I mean? Coby White. Yeah, I mean, but just such a plethora of guards on this team that I do think that Trey Jones probably ends up being the one that they finally go, all right, maybe we don't need that many guards.
Okay. Kevin Huerter.
He's found a confidence that's actually surprising.
If Kevin Huerter keeps shooting halfway decent, I can absolutely see him go. Well, no, I can see him being gone. I can see a team come and call it. Well, no, that's the thing, though. Because teams came calling for Andre Drummond, and AK looked at it and said, 2 second-round picks for a player that's going to walk in free agency? No, we're good. We'll keep him.
Yeah, again, you talk about trading pieces. Well, Kevin Huerter's contract is up at the end of next season. So
yeah, the end of next
Kevin
season.
Huerter, you would have to re-sign. And so to
we're
me,
talking about by the end of next season, meaning that they make it through the trade deadline, basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you would have to re-sign him. I think if Kevin Huerter is shooting well, you would. Why wouldn't you keep him? Like he looks like the player that left Atlanta and died in Sacramento for 3 years. Yeah, I mean, like it was weird. I remember when he went to Sacramento, I was like, well, this doesn't make sense, but all right, that's a thing. And his career was horrible there. So he looks like what he looked like in Atlanta. We'll see if it lasts past just this hot stretch of scoring for the Bulls. But
we'll talk. He may not even be on the court. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Patrick Williams.
AK said they got a ramp-up plan for him, bro.
Ramp-up plan, yeah.
They got a ramp-up plan, and they got a plan to get him to be more aggressive, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
It took 5 years to come up with that plan?
I don't think the plan is a real plan. I think
it's a concept of a plan.
I think it has concept of a plan.
Concept of a plan.
Like, I mean, if you put a gun to my head and said, "Well, P will be on the team," I'd say, yeah. I mean, AK loves this dude, and I get it. Fourth overall, or first pick by AK, but like, my God, read the tea leaves.
I mean, how many people stay around with their first? Not very often. Sometimes you just gotta let them go to the streets. Ayo Dosunmu.
Ayo will be here. I think Ayo gets a contract extension. I think he puts Coby White in a tough spot.
Zach Collins.
I got to pay him less, but I think he's here. I know. I guess not. He's making.
Bro, we're not talking about extensions. We're saying by the end of the season, meaning that they don't get traded. We're not talking about signing them past the 2025-26 season. They're still on the roster by the end of that season.
I think Zach Collins is probably still on the roster. I don't think there's going to be a ton of roster turnaround.
Which is going to get us to our point. Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips.
I think Dalen Terry might actually finally be gone.
By the end of next season, who's going to take him? You think somebody's going to trade for Dalen Terry?
I think if there's a trade that Dalen Terry is the kind of the like, take this piece with you.
Okay. All right. Julian?
I think Julian is here.
Jalen Smith.
I think that could be the trade.
Jalen, okay.
Yeah, I think Jalen Smith makes sense for a trade. No, because like everybody was looking for a big man this offseason or this trade deadline. Nobody went after one. I think that could be the trade. They just like take Dalen with you and put him in your backpack.
THD.
I mean, listen. How long do we sign him here for?
He's a free agent at the end of this year.
Yeah, no, he don't make it the next year. I mean, you can't trust this. You can't trust this, bro.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Well,
he went to a barber. He said, "I'm gonna just look at him straight in the eye. I'm not gonna turn sideways. I'm not gonna do nothing. Just straight in the eye."
We're gonna continue this conversation a little bit and also ask the question with Pat having most of this roster returning and some of the decisions that AK made. Will the Chicago Bulls make a playoff series during AK's tenure with the Chicago Bulls? We're gonna talk about all that first. Got to get some message from DoorDash. NBA fans, get ready. They swoosh, you save. Thanks to Dash Pass, every time a player drops 50 or more points in a game, you score a huge deal the next day. It's simple. When any player scores 50 or more in a game during the 2024-25 NBA regular season, Dash Pass members get 50% off an order, up to $10 off, the next day from noon to midnight. Here are a few ways you can take advantage of the deal. After an epic 50-point performance, celebrate by ordering wings, pizza, or burgers from your favorite spot delivered straight to your door. Planning to catch the next game? Order your go-to snacks and meals at a discount and get ready for more high-scoring action. Sign up for Dash Pass and be ready to save. When any player scores 50 or more in a game, Dash Pass members get 50% off an order the next day, up to $10 off. Just use promo code NBA50 from noon to midnight after a 50-point game on eligible orders at participating merchants. Must have an active Dash Pass account. Terms apply. Visit DoorDash to learn more. More Locked On Bulls coming up next. All right, Pat. So you have, and I asked, I didn't get, I agree with you on most of those guys. I do think Vooch is probably gone between now and the end of the season. I think there's a chance Lonzo may be gone between now and the end of the season, but for the most part, everybody else is probably returning. But with that said, one thing we've not been able to do, we made one playoff series, but we did not win one. Will the Bulls win a playoff series under Arturas Karnisovas running the team?
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's going to be here for another 10 years. Like, they're going to win a series. But
we could be the next Hornets. 12 years without a playoff series and win.
Yeah, but I mean, that's multiple GMs. I'm going to talk about the same guy. You know what I mean? Talk about this guy right here. Hey, K not going nowhere. And he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Like, I guess maybe if there's a major shakeup in ownership or there's a major change in what they want to do, there could be some changes there. But like, AK's not going anywhere. So for me to think that he's never going to find somebody who is a good basketball player that can get you to a playoff series, I think that the odds are probably more in the favor that he does find one of those guys and get you to a couple of playoff series. I'd say within the next 5 years, the Bulls will win a playoff series.
In the next 5 years, the Bulls
within the next 5 years. Now they may be the 8th seed getting in there.
So that means though that the Bulls have to not only draft correctly, but develop that player.
I mean, some players are just talented.
True, but we've seen a lot of talented players that spent the first 5 years of the career unable. So I'm saying that means that in that time period, you have to not only find that guy, but put a team around that guy enough to win a playoff series.
I like this draft this year. I think unless he just absolutely just goes in and throws a dart at a dartboard, that you can find that guy.
You think that that's above? Listen, I believe too. I believe that it'll be harder not to find a guy in this draft than it will be to find one. Like if you walk away from this draft with the one bust out the first round,
yeah.
But then again, I got to look at it and say, if I had a bet on any GM to do that, it'd either be Nico Harrison or Arturas Karnisovas.
Well, I mean, Nico Harrison just got a team to the NBA Finals. Like, I get
That's
he just
true,
made
but
one
a team
of the
that he inherited.
I get. Oh, that's true. He didn't draft Luka. No, I think that they get a they get a win. I mean, shoot, the freaking Denver Nuggets beat the Hornets in 2008. You know what I mean? At some point, you got to get something.
I mean, yeah, you get lucky.
That's all it is. I'm not telling you they're going to win a championship. I'm not telling you they're going to win 2 rounds.
I set the bar low here, right?
Yeah, I'm not telling you they're going to win 2 rounds. I'm saying, will they win a series? Yeah, 1 series.
I almost put this in like, hey, can they make it out the second round in AK's tenure here? But I was like, you know what? Let's set the bar low. I think that'll make it for a more interesting conversation because we talk about make it out the second round. Me and Pat are both going to look at it and say, are you stupid?
Yeah.
Are you dumb?
Like I think that's the funny part about it, right? Is like the bar is set so incredibly low. It's like, can the Bulls have a hot year? Yeah, and it's kind of what I expect out of teams like this, right? Where you just look at them and go, oh, look at that, they found a way to the playoffs, they found a way to be competitive, and they dug deep and won a series.
What do you think is most likely? Can the Bulls get a 50-win season or playoff victory first? Which one do you think is most likely there? Because I can see this Bulls team getting a 50-win season and us all being like, yeah, we're off to the races, and then Billy Donovan craps the bed in the playoff series.
Not in the first round, though, because you would think a 50-win season in the Eastern Conference means you're the 3rd seed.
Not anymore.
What's the 3rd seed right now in the Eastern Conference?
The Knicks with 40 wins with 24 games left.
Yeah, that's set on about 50.
No, they gonna get about there. I mean, they'll get about 55.
They'll finish about 50, 55. Yeah. I mean, the Bucks ain't gonna get to 50. It's still the 3rd seed, so that means they would be playing the Heat, who I don't know what the Heat are anymore.
Yeah, it's hard because the Heat sometimes, like since that trade, there have been games where I've watched and I've been like, okay, all right, I see it.
Yeah.
And then there's other games where you're just like,
no, I don't.
Right, I was a little drunk that day. I had been maybe I had a little extra shot.
If we're being real, they could play the Bulls if the Bulls find their way into the playoffs this season. win a couple of play-in games, and here we go, baby. What if we talking playoffs at the end of this year?
Playoffs?
What if we're preparing for playoffs?
If me and you at the end of the season are talking playoff series, which means that we don't get a lottery pick, I am literally that whole playoff series. I'm like, here we go talking about this god-awful playoff game for this god-awful front off. People are going to hate me, bro, because it's going to be nothing but negative.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs?
If me and you talk about a playoff game this season, bro.
You telling me because here's the thing. We in the play-in.
Exactly.
We're in. We got 25 games left.
That honestly is we got 21 games left. That is one of my biggest fears is that a team and I don't know where these teams, how they hold their own protections on their picks. So I haven't done that research because that's not the conversation we were coming here to have. But I just worry that a team like the Hawks may be like, yeah, why do we want to make it out the play-in again? Like we could get a chance at a lottery pick this year. I worry about that. And the Bulls are going to be faced looking at.
What's funny to me is I don't think most players think that way, right? I think players go into the game wanting to win.
Facts. Every player. I don't think any players.
When I look at the Hawks, when I look at the Magic, when I look at the Heat, I do think that the players go in there to win. But are you telling me you don't think the Bulls can beat the Hawks? Because it would be a 9-10 matchup, and we've done that before. Billy, I mean, it seems like we always play these mugs. We beat the Hawks. I got Orlando beating Miami and then beat a Jimmy Butlerless Heat. Hey, look. I'm not ruling out that we can't that we can't prepare for a playoff series.
I hate it because you're right.
Telling you, bro, these mugs might find their way to be the 8th seed. And then guess what the gift is? The Cleveland Cavaliers just bending you over.
And no lottery pick.
Telling you right now, man, no lottery pick, dog. You going to be trading for Zion Williamson. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all. We're going to take a quick break while Hayes gets his mind back together. First, I got to tell you guys about Open Phone, as we may get a preview of that 1-8 playoff series tonight, and we'll see who's actually on the team to play. But first, we got to tell you guys all about Open Phone, man. Running a small business means you're wearing a lot of hats. Your personal phone becomes your business phone, and before you know it, you're juggling customer calls all day and night. As your team grows, it becomes impossible to manage everything with just your personal number. That's where Open Phone comes in. It's the #1 business phone system designed to help keep your work and personal life separate. And for just $15 a month, the cost of just a few cups of coffee, you can completely get transparency and visibility into everything happening with your business phone number. Open Phone works through an app on your phone or computer and integrates with tools like HubSpot and hundreds of others. It also uses AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you'll have a rundown on your calls and actions the second you hang up. And if you miss a call, not a problem. Automated messages are sent directly to your customer, ensuring that you never miss an opportunity to engage. And right now, Open Phone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. That's OPENPHONE.com/LockedOnNBA for 20% off for 6 months. Openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. And if you have an existing number with another service, Open Phone will port them over at no extra charge. More Locked On Bulls coming up next.
You know, I'm more mad about anything. The Bulls dare have a game scheduled when Daredevil Born Again comes out on the same night.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I'm not going to lie to you. Not going to lie to you. Bulls might get the second TV tonight.
Oh, the Bulls are on the tablet tonight. Daredevil Born Again is on the big screen on the surround sound system.
Bulls might be getting the side-eyed watches. They just get absolutely
because
ramroded.
It's gonna be a massacre tonight. Mainly because, and this gets us into the next segment. Who the heck is playing tonight?
Starting lineup: Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips,
Josh Giddey listed as day-to-day with a quad injury. Coby White listed as day-to-day with a thumb injury. Kevin Huerter listed as day-to-day with a sprained right knee. Lonzo Ball's listed as day-to-day with a wrist sprain. EJ Liddell, he's not going to play anyway. That don't matter. Nikola Vucevic is out. Patrick Williams is out. Ayo Dosunmu is out. We may seriously see a starting lineup today of Trey Jones, THT, Matas Buzelis, Dalen Terry, and Zach Collins today. That may be the starting lineup today.
We're not doing a post-game show.
We can just wait, talk about it in the morning. No point in waking up,
bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. We can talk about that in the morning.
Yeah, you know what? And honestly, if it's an absolute massacre tonight, y'all, don't even wait up for us to have a post-game show. We'll see y'all in the morning. We'll see y'all in the morning.
You want to know why? Because we're not going to talk about that game. We're just going to start a new conversation.
And we're going to talk about Daredevil. That is what, unless you want a Daredevil post-game show.
He got horns. He's red. Same thing.
See red. It doesn't necessarily have to be the Bulls.
He's red.
See red.
Daredevil, the biggest Bulls fan of all time.
Yeah, bro.
Here's a question I do want to ask, because this game is meaningless and we about to get clapped, right? Watch us win. Watch us freaking win with nobody. What do you think is more likely to happen as we finish out this season? That the Bulls continue to kind of figure some things out, or we see nights like tonight as AK's opportunity to try and make sure. Right, we got questionable guys right now, but try and make sure that, like,
you already,
we're not going to win this.
The medical staff during shoot around is going to tap each one of these players on the shoulders, like, yeah, you're not feeling up for playing today. Josh Giddey's going to play, but no, we can't risk it.
Bro, listen, because I mean, you're 3 games ahead of Brooklyn. We both believe it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen.
That the Nets are going to find their way into a play-in situation, or Philly's going to find their way into a play-in situation, even though Podcast Peace stopped the podcast to lock in for a playoff run. Shut up. Is there any chance that you see any of these teams making some sort of run, right? Philly making some sort of run that knocks the Bulls out of the play in moments like this?
I think that there's a world in which the Bulls could seriously lose out the rest of the way and still make the play-in. We're gonna see the Bulls make the play-in with maybe sub 30 wins. Maybe.
I told you they was gonna win 3 games.
Now, I mean, I went over the other day. I actually got the Bulls. I think of mine. I got the Bulls winning 8 more games between now and the end of the season. So at 32 wins is where I think they'll fin. Yeah, I think you want to go through it real quick. We got a little bit of time. All right, so here's it. All right, so Cleveland, that's an L. Orlando, that's an L. Miami, that's a dub. No, we're gonna win against Miami. Indiana at home. With how close we played them, I think we're gonna win at home against Indiana. Brooklyn, we're gonna win against.
That's a win.
Houston, that's an L.
Loss.
Utah, that's an L.
Loss.
Phoenix, that's an L. Yep. Sacramento,
loss.
But I think they're going to get up for Zach LaVine could get up. Okay, an L there, right?
Yeah, that's a loss.
Los Angeles Lakers, that's an L.
Super loss. They hooping out here. Denver, relax.
That's an L. LA again, that's an L. Dallas, that's an L. OKC, that's an L. Toronto and Portland got the win in both those games. Charlotte got the win in that game. That gets us to 6 there.
I might have to, yeah. Well, I'm not there. I think they lose to Portland, honestly. But the Raptors is, bro. That Muzz is,
bro. The
Raptors
are
an intelligent basketball team, bro.
The Raptors, bro. They don't look like they've ever played together before. They don't look well coached anymore. They don't look like they care. They look like us at the beginning of the season, bro. Like
Scotty Barnes not beating these allegations.
Bro, if you get out to a 5-point run, not even a lead, if you get to a 5-point run against the Toronto Raptors, they be like, oh yeah, we cooked. It's done. They scored 5 points in a row. You're still up by 6. We're done. There's no way we can't stop them. We're done.
Did you make a 2 and a 3? It's over. Bro, they so bad. Like, it's funny, right? Because we think we're the worst brand of basketball in the NBA more times than not because of like locking in on them. Bro, like
when you really watch some of these other teams, you realize, hey,
the Wizards suck. The Raptors are horrible, and they just look like they don't know how to play basketball. I'm telling you, I watch Scotty Barnes, and I'm just like, how's he still the same level of player that he was when we first met this mug?
Because the allegations.
He's not beating them. He's not beating them.
I mean, the allegations, bro. It's hard to extend with those allegations around you, bro, especially when the allegations are true. That's all I'm saying.
So where am I at? I think I'm at. I got us winning 4 games.
Yeah, so I got us winning 7 to 8 games, bro.
I got us beating Brooklyn. I got us beating the Raptors. I think we may lose to the Wizards to finish the season out.
I mean, didn't we lose both games against? No, I think we won 1 game.
I think we won 1 and lost 1. I got us up to 4. I get a Bull. The Bulls have been playing some really good basketball lately. They'll win 1 more game.
We'll see, bro.
It's bad. It's bad. It's good in a sense. You got a competitive team, but like they're gonna lose most of these games. The problem is we actually got on par talent with a lot of these people.
Yeah, well, we don't even know who's gonna play because it's gonna be more about
who's healthy and who's not.
Yeah, exactly. Any last thoughts, Pat, before we get up out of here, brother?
Nah, man. Hey, listen, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Stay tapped in here at Locked On Bulls as we keep you sane through all of the mess.
If the Bulls lose by more than 25 tonight, there will be no post-game show. We'll holler at y'all in the morning. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are following us at Locked On Bulls. You can follow Pat at Pat the Designer, me at CEO Hayes. Locked On Bulls is free and available on every podcasting app and platform of your choice, as well as YouTube, the Odyssey app, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, and more. We'll see you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Go Bulls. Peace.